Alright, this is my 100 subscribers special giveaway thingy-mabob. I'm giving away comics to one lucky person who gets a question right. The question is, what awful comic inspired me to make videos? Didn't answer it in the comments either. I've made a form, I'll post it and I'll pin it. It's multiple choice as well, so even if you didn't know, you can take a guess and be in with a shot. I'm giving away, as you can see, a bunch of comics, and these are all mostly good comics. They're not just like shit that I have got spare copies of. They are comics I think someone might enjoy. A lot of them are starts of runs or stories. I'm actually going to have to move the camera back. First up, we have probably the best thing here. We have got the New Warriors, a series of trade paperbacks. Volume 1, 2, 3, and then this one as well, which is set only slightly after Volume 3. These three, they collect the first 16 issues of the series, and the second volume here, it has got the entire King of Queens crossover, which I have reviewed in full. Definitely worth getting these. This first one, it also has their first appearance in 4. This is a nice start to get you into the New Warriors. You're getting a good chunk of their early issues. Fabio Nicieza and Martin Bagels, great stuff. Next is an omnibus, a big hardcover. This is Untitled Avengers by Matt Miller. It's a mixed bag. The first 2 stories are great. The third one is okay, Wesley Snipes is in it. And the fourth is terrible. But I think the good outweighs the bad. This is an alright read. You'll find something you like in it. Then we have got some single issues. We have got Spider-Man #1 by the god of pencils, Mr. Todd McFarlane. This is a silver and black variant, so it might be worth something. It's probably one of the worst comics I'm giving away. We've also got Captain America 425. This is the start of the last stretch of Marky Mark's run on the book. This is the first issue with art by Dave Edgar Hoover. I think he really helped revitalise things, and I really like this issue. Nearly nobody else does, but I like it. It's got a shiny cover again. Then we have got 3 issues of Animals Man. They are all consecutive, and I think they are all standalone. This is a run that comes after Van Morrison. This is the start of it. Spike Milligan writing. Chaz from Chaz and Dave. He does the art on the first 2. This is issues 27, 28 and 29. Then we have got Superman. This is Action in Comics 688. Then we have got Superman. This is Action in Comics 688. I have reviewed this, and yeah, this is the case that I have got 2 copies of this, but this is really good. It's 90s Superman. It's Radiator Superman versus Green Lanterns, the Gary Gardner version, written by Roy Sternman, art by Butcher Jackson. You won't be disappointed. Another one I have reviewed, this is Spider-Man 46, another shiny cover too. This is almost the start of this run. There is 2 issues before this, but the first one, it's more like a fill-in, and the other is like part 2 of a 4-part crossover between all the Spider-Man books. This is the first part of the story with the Hobgoblin. I like it. I think it is fun. Serviceable stuff at the very least. I've also included the cards that came with it. Then we have got Avengers versus Invaders #2. And this one is the variant cover. If you're afraid you will be lost without issue number 1, don't worry, this one, it is just a fight issue. It's the Avengers fighting the Invaders. Quite fun. I probably should review this series. That's gonna fall down. Then we have got the entire Who Remembers Hank Scorpio storyline from the Defenders. This is issue 46, 47, 48, 49 and 50. And I'm throwing in the Most Secret Avengers, number 5. And this is complete with the official Son of Nimrod spoiler sheet, which was a piece of toilet paper that I taped over the panel with the spoiler. This story is, as I've said many times, it's regarded as the best Defenders story. And this is kind of like a modern comic that calls back to it. It's about a closeted gay man who is angry at the world and he wants to create a race of genderless asexual people. The Hulk is in it and so is Moon Man. Anthony Davis writes it and Kevin Griffin does the art. And the art is really good, very Jack Quimby inspired stuff. Captain Atomant 30, I've reviewed this one as well. Despite the cover saying that this is part 11 of a crossover, ignore that. This is another standalone issue where we have Captain Atomant. He fights Black Mantis from the Aquaman film.
Fuck it, I'm using edits anyway, so I might as well put this in. The reason I keep saying I've reviewed stuff is in case you want to go and check out the reviews to see if you'll like it.
Spider-Man trade, quite an hard one. It's called One Small Break. This has got some great stories in. 2 of my favourite underrated Spider-Man stories, actually. We have got one about a computer man who wants Spider-Man to kill him. And then we have got another one with a supervillain. He is called Fusion. He's an interesting baddie. Everything in this is written by Richard Jenkins, so there's probably loads of Peter Parker remembering his Uncle Ben. This is a Ghost Driver trade. I do not remember it at all. This is Iron Man Armor Wars II by Jason Byrne with art by Junior Jr. Not many people like this story. I don't mind it. And at the very least, you have some very interesting and good art by Junior Jr. A comic by a paedophile here. A comic with an Alec Rose cover. This one is full. It's a bit of a sampler for 90s for. If you want my honest opinion, I would skip this first issue in it. Then there is a great 2-part story with Thor fighting Tom Hiddleston. Wreck-It Ralph, some great character stuff with him. Amanda the Enchanter, she's in it as well. We love her. Then after this one, we have got the first 90s Thor. Here we go. This is like his origin, how he became Thor. Then after this, we have got when Thor came back and he met 90s Thor. And they have a big fight. Then right at the back, we have got the first issue of the 90s Thor spin-off. I'm not really into trades that jump around, but you do get some quality stuff in here. The Thor versus Tom Hiddleston story is great. Some stuff fell in the background when I was talking about Thor. Here is the complete all 4 volumes of Excellent Men Legend, starring legend Daniel Stevens off the telly. It's somewhat acclaimed and it was a heavy influence on the TV series. I thought it was alright. Critically acclaimed seminal Iron Man story here. I didn't really like it though. Then we have got Marvel Masterpieces, Daredevil Volume 1. Some very early appearances and important moments in the history of Daredevil. But the real draw is the art by Woody from Toy Story. 2 Cables trades from about 2001. This is a run that took him very seriously. and sent him off to like the third world, and you know how I feel about stuff like that. What's better than one of the most beloved Iron Man stories ever? One of the most beloved Iron Man stories ever, with its prologue. This has got the first appearance of Casper from the Thunderbirds in it as well. Really great stuff. Punisher Warzone. This is the first 6 issues of Punisher Warzone. It's good stuff, but I'm not the biggest Punisher fan. This was probably the Punisher stuff I enjoyed the most. Speaking of Punisher, this is his first mini-series. This is the Jimmy Lee stuff. Also quite enjoyed this one. Captain America, this is the all Roy Sternman and Jason Byrne run. Some of the best Captain America stories out there. Iron Man, War Machine. This one's quite fake. It collects about 12 issues. The ones that introduced the War Machine armour and saw Rhodey Rhodes become War Machine. Some more Punisher. These are stories from his solo series. I think they might both be from Punisher Warzone. Not a huge fan of the Punisher, and these honestly didn't out for us, but you might like them. Spider-Man, A Day in the Life, and this is another of those weird trades with random issues in. Firstly, we have got a good story with Chameleon. This is all by Richard Jenkins as well. So there is loads and loads of issues, remembering Uncle Ben in the middle. And we end with a Sandman one. I have a real soft spot for the Chameleon story. It was one of the first ones I read. We're almost at the end now. This is Captain America, The Adventures of Captain America. This is a fairly recent trade. Before you start getting a bit suspect and saying, oh, you're only giving away really hard trades that you didn't want anymore. This is a brilliant mini-series by Fabio Nicieza and Kevin Magoo. It was, although uncredited, effectively a spec script for the first Captain America film. And here we have got the worst prize. This is an ex-library copy of Ultimated Excellent Men, volume number 9. Despite the poor state of it, this is a great story. It's by Burger King Von. It has got some great art by Brandon B. Peterson. It's a nice, simple, done-in-one story, and it has got some great bits in it. If it was in better condition, I'd have no qualms with giving this away. Another hardcover. This is Wolfman, Not Dead Yet, and I was back and forth about whether I should give this away. It's an alright story with some great art by Lionel Hu, but it's not really fantastic. But then I remembered this actually has a whole gallery right at the back which shows all of Lionel Hu's Wolfman covers, and that is the real draw for this, I reckon. I remember when I got this, reading the story, I thought it was just alright, but then when I saw the extras, I felt it was worth the money. And you're getting it for free anyway. Then we have got some more single issues. I think these are all Captain America, Marky Mark issues. And some of his best issues too. And then one random one from later on. These are all during when Us Agent, he was Captain America. And this one, and this one. They are some of his finest work on Captain America. All I can do is apologise that I'm not giving away the single issue between this one and this one, because that is fantastic as well.
Can I give this away? I've got to. This is this is volume 2. Well, this is a this is the final volume of like a trilogy. I'm giving this away just because I want to see if anyone can understand anything that's happening in it. This is actually the first printing of this as well. So after you've been completely confused, you might be able to sell it for some good money.
And finally, I wasn't sure about giving this away because I did want to give away stuff that I thought was good, and I absolutely hate this. But it's easily one of the most valuable things here. This is Wolfman and the Excellent Men by Aaron Jasons. It's a big omnibus. I honestly hate this. Shite like this killed the Excellent Men for me. It's very thick though, and it's in good condition. You could easily beat someone to death with it. There's some good art in it. That's the best sell I can give for this. It's a blunt object and there's some nice pictures in it. That's everything I'm giving away. The form is probably down below. Forgot to say that I'll cover all the postage and shipping costs myself. And I cannot wait for something to go wrong and this whole thing to go tits up. I rate all of my subscribers, all of my 100 subscribers. I rate them individually a resounding 7 thumbs up.